A very good afternoon to you and welcome to KTN as we continue coverage of the by-elections that are taking place around the country in different constituencies. Of course, these are by-elections that will decide who takes over from different positions, MCA to senators to members of parliament. Voting started early this morning and we've seen quite a number of things happen as a result of that. And we're going to be looking into those details and analysing some of those things that have been happening through the day. My name is Unduoko. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon, right here on KTN. We've been giving you extensive coverage of what has been happening around the country during these by-elections, and we'll bring you that and more as we have these discussions today. The polls opened early today, and we've seen many things happening. There's been low voter turnout in some areas. There have been skirmishes here and there, and there have been, of course, claims of voter bribery, alleged voter bribery. We've seen that police and other security officials have been in different parts of the country trying to do a number of things to quell what could be any kind of violence from here to there. We will continue our coverage of that for now. We'll also have a conversation with around some of these issues to see some of the things that have been happening and then what they essentially could mean in the country in the next couple of years coming up until 2027. So it's by-election day. Of course, we know that votes are still being cast. That voting exercise only comes to an end at about 5 o'clock. This evening, but before that we'll continue telling you what has been happening, and as we continue in this part of this coverage we'll take a look at some of that. For now, let's see that in some parts of the country votes are still being cast, and we see those pictures coming in from all around, from Bere North to Magarini to Malava constituency and to Kariobangi North. We've seen quite a number of these voting happening. Kariobangi North, we've seen also that there has been quite low voter turnout, many giving the reasoning that they will vote because they chose to go to work this morning. And so those are some of the things that we will see and some of the things that we will hear. And we'll know that folks will still go back to the ballot up until 5 p.m. this evening. And we have seen also that there have been arrests, there have been alleged again, voter bribery. There have been accusations of such. We've seen burnt vehicles. We've seen injuries here and there. You would imagine that a general election is taking place, but it is actually a by-election. And we will do a lot of that analysis this afternoon. We'll talk about some of these things and we'll continue to show you some of those pictures. Interesting things have happened as well. But as we get into that, we'll also have a conversation here in studio. We will talk with Martin Andati, who is a political analyst, and Robert Matende, advocate and political analyst as well. Gentlemen, welcome and thank you for being here this afternoon for us to have a look into some of these things that are going on.
Thank you.
Like we said, interesting things have happened this morning. One story that we see that is quite an interesting one. KIEMS kits in some cases have failed to capture details of individuals who have turned up to then be able to cast their vote. We're seeing the story of one lady who is in the Michael Mukongolo Primary School in Malava, and an 80-year-old woman, I beg your pardon, Flora Makoka, attempted to vote, and she demonstrated remarkable determination after struggling with the KIEMS kit verification, and they actually told her that her hands were too rough because of age and she wasn't able to vote. So she actually went on and decided to scrub the hands. She arrived at the polling station eager to participate. Unfortunately, her resolve was tested. Yes, her resolve was tested when the KIEMS kit failed to recognize her fingerprints during the initial verification exercise. She went, she scrubbed, and she went back, and it recognized her fingerprints, and then she was able to vote. So there's your example of a resilience and some of the things, interesting stories that make up the things that we're seeing in these by-elections, November 27th today. So Flora ended up voting. She casted her vote